How's it going, all you wonderful people back at home? Golden Boy and Mr. X here, bringing you Trident T1 Daughters versus Rise Nation. 2-2 in the series count. Game 5, Sovereign Search and Destroy. This is crazy.
Nothing's better than Game 5.
All right, so
Nothing's more intense than
I just want to point this out. So Bio comes around.
Yep.
He decides to swing around and say, you know what? And it seems like they had started the game really early, so they're already in it. And it seems like Trident T1 Daughters had already taken round 1. So let's go ahead and jump into the action. No more looking at us. So sorry about that. They're just starting the game so fast here. We apologize, but great showing, though, out of Damage and Dens, as well as Chilean to be able to get those 4 kills. But, yeah, so Bio came around and said, this is it. They got it. Yeah. They have this one in the bag. They're so confident, and he's so confident.
Did you not trust me because I'm not Australian?
No, not at all. And I don't disagree. It's just I've known the Rise Nation guys for such a long time. I know that they know how to play in clutch situations, but if you go off of the history, oh yeah, Trident T1 Daughters gets my vote hands down. But again, I don't know. It's like with Call of Duty, you just never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I kind of make my prediction based off of what I saw last game out of Rise Nation, on Search and Destroy.
And how they looked a little lost
really
in what they were
spread
doing.
apart, nothing really coordinated, no bait and switches teammate-wise. So, that's kind of where I throw it to. I think T1 Daughters, obviously, they looked extremely good on that last search. Have great strats. I mean, right now you see pretty well executed slow push over towards A.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, just a great strategy. I think A is the most underrated bomb site in the game. I mean, if you were to take all the bomb sites and lump them in,
yeah,
I think this is the most underrated one. I think it's extremely easy to plant at.
It is easy to plant it in some instances, I feel, because, if you push out over here, you get reckless and get taken out. But now it is going to be Dens and Izzy by themselves working into a 2v2 as Dens was able to take out Looney there. Now let's see what's up with Dens. Dens, a player, is going to be in front of him, but he's actually going to leave the vicinity. Dens is going to have a player behind him, though. He does get taken out. Now it's going to be up to Izzy. And look at what Izzy did, knowing that they were going to apply so much pressure on A, rotates around to B, gets that bomb plant. Now he can catch him off of the transition. He's going to catch one off the transition, going for the double kill. Is he going to challenge? No, he is not, but going right through the underground. That was a smart play there out of Wheat as he tries to see if he can make a flank happen. Now working over by B, and if he pushes out by blue stairs, he is going to read this one, turning to the right, and that's going to be a clutch play there out of Izzy, making it 2-0 for the Australians.
And, I don't know if you noticed, Alex, but with the way that Wheats was sprinting, it looked like he was holding a shotgun. So, no, actually, yeah.
He was holding
he had a shotgun. Oh, no, he had a Vector. He had a shotgun at one point, though, when he went downstairs. Bad position to fight that out of if you're Wheats, A tough position. I probably would have, to be honest, I think he probably could have waited at that caution area.
Okay.
Then just waited maybe an extra 4 or 5 seconds and went back out and challenged.
I just want to say this, though. Izzy just pretty much dismantled them. Dismantled them. And Wheats is going to have to pay again at the actually, Wheats actually takes out Dens, so Dens is going to pay again at the hands of Wheats. Wheats, though, he's going to have to drop down knowing that there was going to be a player in the middle. I think he's just going to wait for him to go up again, and they're going to be right next to one another, too. This isn't going to be good. Shots fired. Wheats wins that gun battle, too. Now it's going to be up to Damage here, 1v2. Is Damage going to find one Vector kill? That's going to be a solid hit as he gets the kill on Looney. Now, 1v1. Wheats and Damage. Wheats in this situation again, and Wheats comes up clutch and puts one on the board for Rise Nation.
Huge play right there for Rise Nation.
Yes, I
go down 3-0. That's, I wouldn't say insurmountable, but it's very unlikely that they come back from that.
Yeah.
2-1, obviously, extremely manageable situation.
Oh yeah,
that's could be the play of the game.
As soon as I see that one tick there, I'm so happy. And if I'm playing, and I'm just like, yeah, we got this. We can come back. It's very realistic. But of course, when you talk about Trident T1 Daughters, they're not fazed by that at all. Any of those players at any point in time can go clutch, which I think is so sick to talk about. I mean, you got to talk about it. It's just such a talented team when it comes to that search and destroy. And you can see that they have just clear paths. They know exactly what they want to watch, how they want to approach every single situation. It's a joy to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
And big win there out of Izzy as well, taking out Wheats.
And, they seem to make the right calls at the right times, when to push A, when to push B. And, their teamwork seems really on point. And, I mean, I can't say enough about how impressed I am with Izzy as well, Golden Boy. He's been ripping it up this entire series.
5-2. He is a tank. He's going to find one right off the sprint, and that's going to be a win. And he does manage to get it as Pac-Man was put up against a corner. Now it's going to be Fears dealing with this Remington now. If he finds 1 or 2 players off the transition, this could be a good couple kills for him. He might be able to take out all 3 because they have no idea that he's going to be there. But as soon as he creeps around, he gets taken out by Denz's Remington. That's going to give Denz 4 for that one. And I have to say, the way that this team is playing opens my eyes to the way Search and Destroy is. They just know how to move, and they roll together. It's a crazy thing to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
Crazy.
I mean, I'm extremely impressed with the way they're rolling together as well. You know, they go up 3-1 in this round. You know, this is definitely a round that Rise Nation's going to need to win. And I like the idea of bringing an A push. You know, see, Trident's going to stack B, and you know it's a great time to go towards A.
All right, so let's see what Fears is going to do here. And what is going to be strategy. He puts on some shots, hit markers, as he's able to take out Chilean. Chilean, though, was able to take out Wheats in turn, making it into a 3v3. Now, let's see what Fears is going to do. Apologies. He is going to get some angles, and he sees him, but he's going to run away from that one. And I think he did not kill, get hit markers on his teammate inadvertently. Looney, though, is going to be there for the pickup on Denz. Now it's going to be Fears and Looney going up against Iskadu or Izze, and Damage. We got to go to Izze here on this one. Yeah. He has the Bison, and he sees him, and he's going to get it. Oh, no, he is not going to get away from that one as he gets taken out. Damage will be working a 1v2 of the transition. He sees one. That's going to be hit markers, knowing that he could challenge, but he's going to run away from it, and that is going to be a critical round win for Rise Nation as we're at 3-2.
Another huge win for the Rise Nation team, you know, and right there, I don't agree with the play from, I think it was Izze, you know, with the Bison inside of server room. You got to know what kind of gun you have and where you can challenge those fights, and that's not where I would have ran with that.
Yeah, and it was just a great plays from them. Now let's see here as Damage will be the guy on our screen. Trident T1 Daughters on the attack. 6-3 in the score here. And Izze has that bomb. I've highlighted him. He's pushing A alongside Damage. They have the smoke down. Beautiful positioning. One guy's actually going to be on top of that balcony. And Damage, what a spot. If someone comes around through caution, he is going to be able to meet them right away. And if someone tries to challenge on the left, he's going to be able to take them out as well. You see that one player is actually going to be pushing around, and he's going to find one, but he's not going to do anything about that. That was going to be a snipe there from Pac-Man, jumping over to the team that's going to have to defuse that bomb. That will be Looney and friends, as he's going to find another big kill here. Denz in a bad spot. 1v1, Looney Denz. Is this it? He runs around, and Looney gets the clutch. Big win out of him. Rise Nation tie this matchup up at 3-3.
That looked a little shaky right there.
Oh, hands
Looney
down.
missing those
hands
shots.
down, that was shaky.
He got behind Mover, and he got away. I thought Denz was going to clutch that out.
I really thought he did, too. But he was...
Way to keep composure from Looney.
I agree. He was full red on that one. And Denz thought, okay, if he shot me on the right, then he's probably going to chase me right. And he didn't expect Looney to stay there on research, on the track there. And, of course, just an amazing read out of Looney. Both players thought that they, took a guess, and that's what I love about Search and Destroy. It's like you're trying to predict your opponent, and in this case, you're trying to predict an opponent you've never played against before, which makes this all the more intense. And now we're on board with Rise Nation as they're on the attack.
Right. As we were saying, it's a lot harder to predict an opponent that plays a way different type of Search and Destroy game than you do.
Look at this. Look at this. 2 trophies. And they're able to get that first blood. That was going to be Looney there, who takes out Chilean. 2 trophies. And I wonder why that happens there. And another kill there as Looney takes out Denz. Not before Pac-Man is able to plant that bomb. Now it'll be Looney and Fears against Izze and Damage. The pressure's certainly on. Let's see what they could do. Looney looking around. Of course, one guy's going to be by the B bomb site. Looney might find him by this. Oh, he didn't see him. He had to have seen him there.
He had to have seen him going.
And yes, he does.
There's no way. And
gets
he's
that
throw
kill.
That thermal on. Now back to a one-on-one.
One-on-one. Izze, knowing around the corner. He's going to shoot around and is going to do this. Izze! No! And Looney's going to be there for that pickup. 11-4 coming up big again for Rise Nation. Oh, my goodness, what a matchup.
Looney's going in. I mean, those 2 1v1s, I mean, this could pretty much be over if he doesn't come up huge in those 2 situations. So Looney coming up with 2 huge rounds right there. I mean, and he's going off. I mean, 11-4, he's carrying them right now to their lead.
Yeah. I mean, if Looney can keep this up, I would honestly be just absolutely flabbergasted, shocked, blown away, because Looney, of course, we know that Looney is a great player. We know that Rise is a great team. But when you talk about Australia's search and destroy game, it's darn near second to none.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people have said so many great things about it. And for Rise to be able to say, yeah, well, we can answer back. And that's why I said I never can count out Rise from a game just because of that factor, just because of that veteran nature that this team has.
Absolutely, no, and you're 100% correct. I obviously picked Trident to win this search and destroy. But, these veteran players, Pac-Man and Wheats, they've been in this spotlight before, at last year's CoD champs, but no, this is a very interesting play right there. And
Bulldog.
Can't say I agree with that.
Bulldog from Wheats there taking out Izzy. They did not expect it. 3v2, Looney Pac-Man going up against the 3 members of Trident. And Chilean with that bomb gets it down on B. There are going to be 2 players circling around. It's actually going to bust out the Oracle mode, and Chilean is going to get taken out. But Denz, his AR, not finding a kill. How unfortunate. But there's going to be 1 player right there looking at him, and damage
Huge
makes
players
the...
at
Actually,
damage.
Denz makes the call out. Damage sweeps right through, and he's able to get those 2 kills. Take a look at the final kill cam. 1 right here, turns right, and got the call from Denz, and he was able to make that pick happen.
Yeah, Denz played that great. Those first few shots didn't kill that 1 player. And he didn't get over nervous, challenge it. He actually played that perfectly. He pretty much laid down, gave that call out to his teammate, let him finish off both players from behind. So big play right there from Damage and Denz.
This is it. This is a big round, honestly. Yeah, I feel like if Trident T1 Daughters are able to take this one, then they will, in fact, take the series. But if not, then Rise, I mean, it'll be very hard to bet against them if they go up 5 with the momentum that they have and the way that Looney has been playing 12-5. Looking here at the defensive side for the Australians, and look at this, throwing down the smoke. So now he knows if someone's going to be pushing in, finds 1. He's not going to see him. Oh, and Damage is able to take out Looney, but Chilean is going to get taken out as well. And that was going to be a missed shot there, missed opportunity by Denz. Escato, though, with that Bison as he gets hot and dirty in the face, and that's going to be a good one. What a shot out of him, and now that's going to shut it down. And you got Trident T1 Daughters.
No. He's his body. He's going to do it.
No. He's going to, okay,
he's going to stand here?
He's just going to stand there, ever so imposing.
That's even scarier than
I think
shooting bodies,
I think I made a hot and dirty reference.
That's even scarier than shooting bodies. Just standing over you.
Standing and looking at him. Passion in his eyes.
I'm not going to say anything, but I did predict a 6-4 victory for the Trident.
Okay. Well, and I said that if Trident's able to pull this one through, then they will win. And I'm mad at myself. I said hot and dirty reference. I'm just mad. I said that. I just killed myself. Sorry. It was just something.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it was just something that I told myself I wouldn't say. Those are 2 words I thought I never combined in a sentence before.
But you did it.
But you got to get your hands dirty in the heat of the action. Anyway, now looking here at Izzy, could we see a round 11? You said that it might be a round 11, but you were very confident with your pick of 6-4 in favor of Trident T1 Daughters. I wonder what Escato or Izzy is going to do here.
They play a much more methodical way on offense than North American teams that we see. They take their time.
It's
a lot of the
times
they
dismantle them.
They really
dismantle
do.
Them.
A lot of
Ride
times
the robot.
He had to have seen him cross.
He did.
He's got to know he's dropped down and be dom.
This is scary though. This is scary. If he challenges around the corner, okay. So now, because of that, look at what happened. Because of that play, everyone decided to move around and thinking, all right, we know that they're going to push B, so they might try and mix it up and go after A. And they decide to break out and set up. No one has been killed yet. Whoever draws first blood will determine the pace of this game. And Escato is going to get taken out now. Damage on your screen goes right back for it, and he's going to go for that plant. What a smart play out of him. But it seems like another player here for Rise Nation is going to be there for the challenge. But Chilean's going to get the stop there. And now Pac-Man and Fears are going to have to be the last 2 members left alive to keep this thing going here for Rise Nation. Damage on your screen, knowing 1 player is going to be by B. 30 seconds on the clock. Of course, the pressure is on for the Australians. Damage going to have to back up. A little bit of a panic knife there, perhaps, as he knows the pressure's on, but Chilean comes up clutch, and that's going to do it. Trident T1 Daughters are going to move on to the money rounds, and they're going to face Optic Gaming. What a game. Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
What a match. Wow. What a game.
Trident T1 Daughters, man. I mean, they have to be the best story of this whole event so far.
Oh my goodness!
To make it into the money rounds, going to go against Optic Gaming, who took down Strictly Business. I mean, that is a game you are not going to want to miss.
Now you have one of the best teams in Australia, and if not at this point, proving
Yeah,
that
one
they
of the
are
best
the
teams in the
best
world.
team in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe even one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
Trident T1 Daughters. They managed to topple Vitality Returns. They managed to defeat Rise. And Rise, I want you guys to understand something. Rise is not a small feat.
No.
This is the team that beat Curse Las Vegas at the U.S. Finals for their spot here at the Call of Duty Championship. And people said, Rise, it was a fluke. They shouldn't be here. But they proved it time and time again that they were an amazing squad. But now they face off against Optic Gaming, a team that is on a hot streak. They beat Team Caliber. They beat Strictly Business, the U.S. champions. And now they got to face off against one of Australia's finest with Trident T1 Daughters. I am so excited for that matchup.
I mean, that's going to be a great matchup. I mean, the other day when I first sat down with Bryce, I was making many predictions for the weekend. I took Optic in my top 4.
Yeah.
And it's just something about these big events where they always show up.
Yeah.
They look really bad coming in.
Yeah.
And everyone talks about, oh, I've seen Optic lately online. I mean, they look absolutely awful, not going to win a game.
Yeah.
They show up, and, everyone goes home. You look at the standings, and you're like, Optic got 3rd?
Yeah.
Always at these big events, that's how they come out and play. So
yeah. Scuffy's a main event player.
Oh, yeah. Primetime player, man.
Yeah,
and
hands down.
I'm not surprised what they're doing. I mean, I was a little bit surprised of, how dominating they were against TK.
That's,
Strictly
3-0,
Business was very close. Game 5 against T1 Daughters. It's going to be interesting.
This is good. This is
great.
good. And I want to point something out before we go to a break. When Optic Gaming played a team not from the United States, not from a country that they're familiar with, they lost. They lost to Epsilon 3-0, if I'm correct. No, 3-1.
That's 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
3-0, they lost to Epsilon. Now they're going up against the Australian T1 Daughters. We have a great search and destroy team here going into this. Optic Gaming's no slouch as a search and destroy.
No.
But it's going to be the story of domination for me. Is T1 Daughters going to be able to respond on that? They struggled. They lost both of their domination games. Domination Sovereign, they lost it by a considerable amount. Actually, no, I apologize. They ended up losing by 5, but it was the other one. It was actually going to be Domination on Octane that they ended up losing a considerable amount. You have to think, if you're Triton T1 Daughters, you're thinking, we got to get our domination game down.
Yeah, you got to get your domination game down. And also, I think something a lot of people look over is veto system.
Yeah, avoid Octane.
You're going to have to,
avoid
try and
Octane.
get maps. Clayster, one of the better ARs in the game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're T1 Daughters, you really don't have an AR that can go head-to-head with Clayster.
Yep.
You got to avoid those large maps. If I was them, I would try and play something like Strike Zone, which
I was going to say that.
Always, close back and forth game. It's easy to get a team in a bad rotation, sneak out a win right there. So I'd like to see them try and get Strike Zone. I'd like to see them try and get Sovereign again.
I was going to say that. High five. We're on the same page, brother.
No,
I agree.
should probably coach some people.
You
I
probably
should probably coach.
You're a pretty good coach.
I know stuff.
You know stuff. Yeah, I agree. If they go for Strike Zone for their domination, so that this way they could at least have that fast pace and keep the pace of the game for themselves. And then Sovereign, they lost by about 5 points. I'll take Sovereign again because they're going to be able to force those pushes into the home flags. This is going to be the game to watch, people. Optic Gaming versus Trident T1 Daughters, Australia's finest, going up against one of the most loved teams in competitive Call of Duty and a team on a hot streak. Mr. X, any predictions before we go to a break? Who do you think is going to take this? I'm throwing you under the bus here.
I'm going to say that I really want to see an Optic Complexity, winner final.
I would like to see Optic
I
Complexity.
think everyone would love to just watch
But I would
that match.
really love to see the
I
Australians
would like to see the Australians make it there. I think, I think Scum's going to be too much for them to deal with on Respawn.
I agree.
I think Scum's going to be too much for them to deal with on Respawn. And, if I really didn't catch any of the Optic games earlier, if, Nade Shot played as well as I thought he played at Regionals, and Embos, has an Embos event. Embos has usually been pretty good on LAN. It's looked a little shaky over the last month or so, before Regionals, it looked really shaky online.
Yep.
And if he can show up, I think Optic will take it 3-1.
Yeah, I think Trident T1 Daughters are going to take the searches. And I think that if they can win that blitz, that's going to do it for them.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting much from domination, but if Optic Gaming comes out strong, I think we're going to see 3-2 either way, and it's safe to say either way because it's tough to call. It could be 3-2 Optic, 3-2 Trident, but I know I have it in my heart. I feel like we're going to go to a Game 5.
Blitz is going to be the Respawn they're going to have to win.
Yes,
Blitz is
exactly.
a respawn that they can win. You know, domination a little more technical. They might not be able to work the spawns as well as Optic, and you know,
Yeah.
Scump can go crazy in those 5 minutes. A blitz game, you know, you get it on a map like Warhawk or a map like Octane. Those are the two I would probably go for if I'm the
Yeah.
Daughters, because you know you're able to sneak a little bit. You know, you can catch people off guard with some odd classes. You know, maybe
I
some
agree.
thermals on Warhawk, some thermals on Octane. You know, maybe some strong arm stuns. You can
Throw
sneak
some
out.
stuff at them.
Yeah, you can sneak out some, you know, cheap caps, which can lead to a little bit
To
of
a victory.
a victory. So, you know, the blitz is going to be the one they're going to have to take. The veto system is going to be huge in that series, though.
Well, congratulations to Trident T1 Daughters.
Daughters.
It's, of course, the name. The Daughters.
The Daughters.
Congratulations to the boys from Australia. Absolutely phenomenal performance. Rise is not out of it yet. They go down to the lower bracket, and I'm sure we're going to hear their name again.
Oh,
They are
no
a
doubt.
great team. What a match that we just witnessed. Once again, congratulations to Australia's finest. Now they take on one of the most loved teams in North America. It's going to be a wild one. Enjoy it on the Alpha stream. But with that said, I'm Golden Boy. This is Mr. X, and we'll see you guys in a few here on Charlie Stream.